Welcome back to Snackcast. Here we go.
Welcome back.
Man, this is an interesting one. This one's going to hit home for Scott Parker.
Oh, yeah. It ain't hit me nowhere. This is good news.
This is good news.
This is like biblical. It's
all right,
good
so
news.
we're lies my doctor told me.
Yep.
Dr. Ken Berry. And we are going to read you the lie.
Yep. What chapter is this? It looks like in the book. So if you're following along, we've got the chapters all mixed up. So don't reference what we put on our post. This is chapter 23. And here's a lie. Eating charred meat cooked over an open flame will increase your risk of colon cancer or increase your risk of cancer overall. Have you heard that before?
I have.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
Yeah, so why should you care?
Well, obviously, you want to reduce your risk of cancer. And if eating meat over an open flame causes cancer, then
You want to avoid that,
you
right?
want to avoid that, right? So
But if it doesn't cause cancer,
you are missing out on the
grill away, baby.
the luxury of life.
Right?
So this came about, right, from our friendly neighborhood WHO.
World Health Organization, yeah.
Right. Aren't they like in DC Comics? Aren't they like the arch enemy type people? Anyway, they've come out with a couple observations. They're not even real studies. And they are very loose correlations between charred meat and types of cancer that you'll get, right? And I say very loose observations. There haven't been any actual studies that have done, no control groups, no real studies that link charred meat. It's like that other one that
I was going to say, it sounds just like the eating red meat. That I forget what they were called.
contours,
something like that,
right?
That where, they didn't go, well, the guy who eats red meat is more likely to have a cigar, is more likely to have a glass of bourbon, is more likely. They didn't control the testing for all of these variables that can influence results.
Right.
So yeah, it sounds the same.
So there's multiple, when they test the meat, there's multiple carcinogens, if you would, inside there, multiple compounds that have a direct link to cancer, and that's what they went with. Was like, all right, these carcinogens are found in the meat after grilling, and so then they went on to do laboratory tests with rats, right? And they fed these rats the compounds, and turns out the rats got cancer, right? Ooh, so we've proven it. Well, wrong. The levels of the compounds that were given were thousands of times that a human would get in normal everyday consumption.
Normal food consumption.
Right. These are the same compounds that exist when you have fried anything, right? Fried anything, literally fried chicken, fried anything fried, anything cooked to a level that is cooked meat is going to have these carcinogens in it, any of these compounds in it that link back to cancer, right? And again, you got to consume thousands. And that means that's all the way down to vegetables. Go cook vegetables in butter over a electric stove, and you will find these same compounds that exist. Yes. So it's like, why the push towards meat? Why are they picking on meat versus vegetables, versus any other food that's cooked?
I bet I know the answer.
Go ahead. Shoot.
Let me guess. They can't patent meat. They can't copyright meat. They can't turn it into a profit center like they can.
You mean Beyond Burger?
Yeah.
It's starting to have very much that same feel to it. So, the WHO and the people that are passionate about plant-based diets seem to be behind this, and they are extremely passionate about it.
Oh, they're passionate. They're passionate about profits.
It's, good for the earth to have a plant-based food system. It's good for the world, and it's good for you, ultimately, is what they're preaching. But being passionate about something does not translate into being correct.
No, well, and especially, you know, the plant-based diet gets so. If you're talking about eating fresh whole foods that are grown, giddy up. I'm on board. I wouldn't give. But if you're talking about the impossible, possible.
The impossible
whatever
possible.
They're called,
right.
with 48 different ingredients,
oh my
and
gosh.
half of them are phosphates.
Yeah.
I don't care who they can't be healthy.
Yeah, you want to go plant-based diet, all for it. Go for it.
Right.
As long as
Whole food.
As long as you're not cooking it in soybean oil or that type of stuff. But yeah, whole foods.
You know the funny thing about that whole, this is kind of off topic, but the plant-based diet people are constantly trying to make plants taste like meat. Have you ever seen a meat guy try and make his meat taste like zucchini?
No, never. In fact,
Never.
You take fat and you cook it in more fat to make it taste even better.
Right.
Right?
Why does it only go one way?
You don't take plant-based and cook it in fat and butter in order to make it taste better. That's what they do.
Right.
Anyway, this isn't meat versus plant-based.
It's not.
This is, if you're going to go plant-based, that's fine. Like we were talking about whole foods. You don't cook it in the soybean vegetable oils. Cook
Right.
it in fats, right?
Ghee.
You need fat. But no. So really, this is a common sense lie. Go back and look at this. Humans have been cooking over an open flame for hundreds of thousands of years.
In large part, only red meats.
Right.
Not that this is a red meat thing, but bison, elk, deer. I don't even know what you know.
He doesn't make a joke. He actually points it out. If this were to cause cancer, cooking over an open flame, we would be extinct.
That pretty sums it up. But,
Pretty much sums it up.
yeah.
So now maybe we're doing things different than we used to. I mean, maybe all the hormones and stuff they're
Right.
putting in the meat are different.
I would agree. There's no doubt that free range or hunted meats are better than, what comes to us from
From the butcher factory.
right, the commercial farms, without
Right.
a doubt. Yeah, and we've talked about that, the size of the chicken that you can get in one store versus a Whole Food store. I'd be curious if there's any research, maybe for a future Snackcast, on the real difference in pastured meats versus
There's something going on.
commercially farmed.
But anyway, you got some homework?
We do have homework.
I actually read this book.
So-
This is a really good. We should break down this book one day.
I remember you reading this book. So the book, it's called The Big Fat Surprise: Why Butter, Meat, and Cheese Belong in a Healthy Diet by Nina Teacoltz, if I said that right, 2014.
Cheese.
Says Teacoltz destroys the silly arguments that meat is somehow unnatural and unhealthy for you. So, yeah, man, that's a good one. Obviously, we're Floridians. We like outside. We like to grill. Kevin has a Blackstone that is, he looks like
Swears by it.
Yep, Japanese steakhouse chef out there. Ding, 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 ding. Can you do anything fancy yet?
Not yet.
Flip the eggs.
I can't do the Japanese choo-choo or any of that. No.
That's disappointing. You
I
should
know.
practice up. So,
I think we're done.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're done.
Roll out.
Questions, comments, concerns, hit us at snackcast@yes.fit.
Stay moving.
See you.